Well, here we are. Hey, all, it is Linda, and we are live on Facebook and live on Zoom. So I hope you are joining me today. I'm excited to be able to be here with you and to share with you some of what's been going on here in these last 9 days that we've been doing this. I have had 9 speakers on, and they have been phenomenal. So I do hope that you will go back and listen to my speakers that are going to help you to get over maybe whatever alcohol, drug problem, or what other issues you might be dealing with. I want to talk more tonight about any kind of addiction, because a lot of people shy away from a sobriety challenge because they think it's all about sobriety. But it's not just about sobriety. Sobriety is not doing something that isn't necessarily good for us. So for me, sobriety may be not eating chocolate, or it may be cutting out sugar, or it may be eating just 3 meals a day. It may be not spending so much time on social media. It may be a lot of other things. So what I want to talk about is, what is it that you want to change in this coming year? This was our 2022 7-day sobriety challenge, in hopes that people, if only one person drank less, didn't drink and drive, didn't pork out and end up in the hospital with a bowel obstruction like my husband's done at times, eating too much Wisconsin cheese. It's a fact. We can eat ourselves to death as much as we can drink and drug ourselves to death. But the thing that really gets to me and motivates me is, what does God want me to do? For those of you in the 12-step program, whether it's Overeaters Anonymous or NA or AA or Adult Children of Alcoholics, or whatever 12-step program you're in, you know that step 11 talks about praying for the knowledge of God's will for us and the power to carry that out. So that's some of what I want to talk about. I want to show you the 7 things that really saved my life, the 7 steps, but I also want to show you some of these keys that have helped me to get through things, and a bunch of other things. So let's get started. I'm just not going to put my face up here a whole bunch today. I want to share with you some of these other things that I have for you. One of the things that I have is a book. I've got a book that I have done for you. I gotta stop sharing to get to this other screen. Okay. I have a book that I did that I just recently wrote. Now I've got a few that are on the back shelf there, but the one that I recently did is got 7 steps, 7 things that have helped me to overcome not drinking. And that's kind of what it is. It's a key to the secrets to not drinking for 7 days. Well, it's not really just about not drinking for 7 days. It's really about not doing a lot of things or whatever whatever your challenge is, to get beyond that. I gotta get back to this thing. There we go. It's right here. I gotta share. I practiced this and it went so well when I was practicing this, but now it's not going so well. We need tools. I needed tools when I started this journey. We all need tools, and we also need each other. So if you aren't hooked up with people, I have got people that want to hook up with you. And it's just an amazing group of people that every day on my private Facebook group, we meet and we do the 3 Gs. And one of these things I'm going to show you is part of this. So if you join the 7-day sobriety challenge, you're going to get a copy of this book. So all you have to do is go to 7daysobrietychallenge.com, and it will give you all kinds of things. You're going to get my 9 speakers from last year. There's 10 speakers now from this year. You'll get all those videos and you'll get a download of this. And you'll also get my Speak to Me God, I'm Listening book for 99 cents. But here's some of the things that we really need to go to. So as you're going through praying for the knowledge of God's will for you, and I encourage you to make that the first step. Get a piece of paper and a pen, or go to your computer, pull up a Word document or a Google Doc, and just start typing. And I really would encourage you to say, God, what do you want for me in 2023? What am I doing that you want me to stop doing? And what am I not doing that you want me to start doing? I already know for me. I need to eat less and exercise more. Simple as that. That's what I need to do. So these are some things that I would encourage you to look at and to pray about. So first off, figure out what the problem is. Why is it a problem to begin with? Is it a health thing? Is it a money thing? How much is this problem costing you? Maybe it's online shopping. How much is too much is one of the things you need to ask yourself. Whether you're drinking, eating, spending, how much is too much? Have you used or done this thing to escape dealing with feelings? Come on now. How many of us are emotional eaters, emotional drinkers? Something goes wrong. We get upset. We feel sad. We're anxious, stressed, mad. What do? When I was drinking, I used to drink. When I was using drugs, I used to use drugs. Now, what do? I have a tendency to eat because that's socially acceptable, but it's not healthy. It is not a good release for us to go to anything besides God or something way healthier than something that can really cause us problems. Second thing, have you felt that you should cut down on this thing, whatever it is? You feel like you should cut down, that you're doing it too much, eating too much, drinking too much? If so, that's another red flag. I want you to check these in your mind. Is it causing problems with family, friends, or work? Now, maybe if it's social media, you're on social media too much. What is it? Is it causing family, friends? Some people think, oh, well, it's not hurting anybody else. Well, come on now. Ask your friends and family. Even the food thing. I can guarantee you that those of us who are overweight have friends and family that care, or doctors, that we are overweight. I'm not hugely overweight, but I am overweight. And there's no real excuse for it, except I just don't exercise enough and I eat more than I should. Simple. Do you feel guilty after doing this thing? Do you sneak it or do it in private so no one would find out? Be honest. Do you have things underneath the seat of your car or hidden out in the garage? There's someone listening now. I know I just recently learned they hide things in places. Are you at risk of getting into legal trouble for doing this thing? Maybe it's pornography. Maybe you're addicted to that. And yes, you've got underage people on your computer. Yes, go directly to prison. That's a huge problem. Is it costing you money that you don't have to waste, that you can't afford to be throwing down? What are you sacrificing instead of that? People are like, well, I need to eat anyway, or I need to do this thing anyway. But do you need to do it as much as you're doing it, and how much? Figure out how much it's costing. I just interviewed Laura yesterday, and her addiction in like 1 year alone was over $30,000 because she had to go to treatment, she had the hospital, she counseling, and then people had going to probation and parole and getting gadgets in your car for drinking and driving. Oh my gosh, seriously, add up the costs. How about your health? Do you have high blood pressure? Do you have high cholesterol? Do you have health issues now? Are you overweight, difficulty breathing, aches and pains, bad knees, can't can't do things anymore. Because think of it, if it's weight and you're carrying around an extra 50, 75, 100 pounds, even an extra 20 pounds, go grab a bag of cat litter and carry it up and down the steps a few times and see if being overweight is a great idea, because that's what you're doing to your body, your knees, your heart. So for that reason, we need to make some changes. Does it make you feel separated from those you care about, or from God even, or from yourself, because you're trying to, rationalize, justify, detach, and then you get mad at yourself? If these checklists, if you've got any of these, as a counselor, this is how I evaluate whether or not somebody has got a addiction or have a abuse of something or another. And this is what we look at. So it's important for you to figure that out. Are you sick of it enough yet? That's part of the problem. Is there any hope? I'm sure you've probably tried doing this before, but have you hit bottom? What is bottom? For some people, unfortunately, bottom, they don't hit it until they die. They drink themselves. I had 2 friends drink themselves to death in the last few months, literally drink themselves to death in the hospital. One with his pancreas gave out, the other one, he bled to death. Kidneys, liver. Yeah, the first one was all yellow, the other one bled to death. Sad, doesn't have to happen. But how sick of this are you? Are you tired of looking in the mirror? Are you tired of having to face people? You're tired of getting up hungover? So what do? You got to give up. When all else fails, you've got to give up. And that's the hard thing. And if you listen to Dr. Dave McIntyre, Dr. Mac, he talked about the challenge with professionals, and I'll add the difficulty with Christians, us Christians who, we shouldn't be doing it. Talk about hiding an addiction if we are involved in church and in leadership. My goodness, if you're a pastor or a priest or some kind of leader, it gets a lot harder to admit that you've got a problem, or a teacher, because it could mean that you don't have a job anymore. So this could be a real problem. So you've got to really think about it. You've got to know who to talk to, but when all else fails, you've got to do something different than you've already done, because what you've been doing isn't working. I know that. So I put this one day at a time, surviving wine o'clock. Well, if wine isn't the problem for you, it's the same problem, because we come home. This was my problem. I came home from work. What do you do when you come home from work? You come home from work, you're stressed out. Maybe you kick your shoes off, and if you go get a drink, or if you don't go get a drink, what else do you get? You grab some chips, you get a couple cookies. What do you do that is a problem? Or maybe you go on the internet, and then you're stuck at the internet for hours and you don't get anything done. So what is your thing? The problem here is that you are stuck in a pattern, and that's what needs to change. You have to change your patterns. You've got to change your routine and come up with a new habit, a new routine. And you got to think about this before you walk in the door, or before you go to that place, or before you have a tendency to overindulge, going into the break room, going out with friends from work to have a cocktail, if that's what they're doing. I mean, whether it's the eating or drinking thing, that can be a real trigger, because you got food and drink there. So sometimes you got to learn to say no. That's the key. So going to recovery meetings, going to friends, calling up people, finding that support group, and finding habits that are normal, healthy, good for you. Drink a glass of water, put some tea or something that you enjoy. Find a non-alcoholic beverage you enjoy that isn't full of calories. Switching over to an addiction to sugar is not a good idea. And we have a tendency to do that because that same sugar, that same center of our brain that gets us addicted to alcohol and drugs also gets us and keeps us addicted to sugar and tobacco and all of those other things. So you got to find something else to not go down those triggering things. Eat healthy foods, drink water, those sorts of things. You got to get a fresh start. I included in here 101 stress busters. It's a link to a PDF that's got 101 different things you can do that are going to help you to minimize your stress. So then we get to this, but I don't want to. Okay, so what do you do with that? What do you do with sobriety? What do you do with healthy eating? What do you do with a fast when you don't want to? Well, then play it to the end. What is the end? And there again, that becomes the problem for some of us who aren't at the end. We aren't at the bottom. I don't have diabetes. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have any major problems. I've got high cholesterol. My whole family's got high cholesterol. So it's fine after I take one pill. Okay, is that a horrible thing? Could I get it down? I don't know because it's hereditary, but I probably could try a lot harder. That's what we need to do. Play it to the end. I don't want to die sooner than I would have to. Sooner than God would, sooner than it's my time. I don't want to kill myself by eating garbage and not exercising. And I know statistically that's going to happen if I continue to do what I'm doing. So trying to play it to the end. If you're about to have a drink and you play it to the end, do I want to start over tomorrow? Do I want to take the risk of somebody finding out, of losing my housing, of getting picked up for drunk driving? Do I want my wife or husband or kids or whoever? Do I really want to take this risk? Play it to the end and see how you will feel about it. It might be sex. How are you going to feel about that in the morning? If you're a guy, how are you going to feel about that? Are you ready to be paying child support for the next 18 years? If you're a lady, are you willing to have a baby or face that consequence? Oh, it's so complicated, but the good feelings that we might get by doing those impulsive, momentary things, is it worth it? Ask yourself, is it worth it? So what do you do? Part of the challenge a lot of people have in going through this whole recovery thing, no matter what you're trying to recover from, is the shame and the guilt. And some people, when they face that first step, admitting we're powerless, then they throw in the towel. So I don't like to work the 12-step program with someone and stay on step one for like ever. That's why when I wrote my book, Speak to Me, God, I'm Listening, it's 365 daily meditations for those who want to hear God answer life's toughest questions. And I wrote that so you do a step a day and you can quickly get to admitting, first you admit you're powerless, but then you come to believe in a power greater than yourself, and then that power can restore you to sanity, and then you can turn your life over to that care of God. Because if you don't get to that realization that there is a God who loves you, no matter what you did, no matter what kind of mess you made, he can turn that into a success if you get that far. So don't waste your time going, oh, I'm such a loser. God can turn your mess to success. I'm here today. It'll be 47 years in April that I've been working this program. I have 10 years, 46 years from drugs that I haven't done, but alcohol is a drug. And 10 years into my sobriety, I started drinking. I hadn't been to AA prior to that. I was a church leader, youth director, and I moved back to Wisconsin from Arizona, and a friend said, Jesus turned water into wine. It must, obviously it's okay. Previous churches I'd been involved with, oh no, Christians don't drink. This in Wisconsin, boy, it's hard to go to anywhere in Wisconsin and people don't drink. So I had a glass of wine with dinner, but I finished the whole bottle. And my life progressively got worse as far as my drinking. And 10 years later, I finally didn't get picked up for drunk driving, thank God, but I got into some big trouble at work and could have lost my license, my counseling license. I've been a counselor for 30 years, and it was hard to admit that I was an alcoholic because I'm smarter than that. I know how to counsel people not to drink, but I couldn't quit myself. But I turned that mess into the success I am today. Now, being a counselor, a award-winning author, speaker, I'm a life coach. I've done all kinds of things. I was on the television 4 times this week on 3 different stations. God has allowed me to become a success because of my mess. If I wasn't a screwed up mess, I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. And you are here right now. If you're listening, you're here because God wants you to hear this message so that he can make your life a success. And if you're like, oh, what success can I be? If all you do with this message is to say, hey, you need to listen to Linda's message, and you forward this to someone else, you're going to save somebody else's life. I'm telling you, that's how this works. It's how it works. God takes our mess and turns it into success, but we can't do it alone. My goal when I quit my corporate job in 2014 was to reach the world and to be speaking to hundreds of thousands of people. Guess what? I can't do anything without you people. I can't do anything without you helping me to help someone else. So unless you are sharing this with others, they aren't going to hear it. So I just would hope that you can share this with others and that you would join me in trying to spread the word to others. We have to keep it going. We can't do it alone. That's why Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, and all those work so well, is because people need people. That's how God created us to be. He created us to be there for one another. So this is what I'm asking. Don't try to do this alone. We are all needed, and you're needed as well. So I want you to reach out. Again, you can download this whole thing. You can pass it on to somebody else, but they can call me. You can call me. This is my number, 715-469-6281. That is my Psychology Today counselor number through Psychology Today. Yes, like the magazine. You can just go online and find me on there, and you can email me. You can find my books on Amazon.com, but I have lowered my one book, my Kindle book, to 99 cents right now. Come on now, you can afford 99 cents to get a daily meditation book that started today that is going to give you one of the 12 steps. It's going to give you a Bible verse. It's going to give you a prayer, and it's going to give you what God said to me when I prayed and literally typed it out, what I heard God saying. And if it doesn't touch you in a way that you go, wow, that's God speaking to me, hey, I'll refund your money. Seriously, I will. But I'll even give you 30 days of it on your email if you want for free. So just get in touch with me and let me help you, because it will be worth it. Trust me, it will be worth it for you to get involved. Now, the 7-day sobriety challenge, this is the last official day. But again, if you go to 7daysobrietychallenge.com, you can get all 9 of those speakers. You can get all of the other speakers and all of the other goodies if you just sign up. But there's one more thing I want to tell you about real quick. Is starting in January, I am going to do a 12-week course for people who are stuck. Okay, 7 days is 7 days, but then what? Some of us we all need a lot longer. And maybe you don't have a counselor in your area. Maybe you don't have a recovery program. There is very few across the nation these days. I can help you with that. My 12-step program it's a course. You go onto my website, which I have. It's the purpose-driven-recovery-academy.com, purpose-driven-recovery-academy.com. You can just go there. I've got 2 courses on there right now. I've got a lot more coming, but I'd love to talk to you about this course and see if it's a good fit for you to begin with, and see if what the cost of it is going to work for you. See what we can do what I can do to help. But this is 12 weeks. Every day you'll have support. You can text me. I'll meet with you once a week, and I can really help you to get going. I'm going to read something. Somebody that took this course, I'm going to cry, just gave me this yesterday. For all the hours you listened to my thoughts and all my fears, for all the times I opened up and cried so many tears, for all your words of wisdom and the kindness you have shown, I thank you for your counseling. Because of you, I've grown. This came from somebody who spent the 12 weeks with me, went through the course, got through the drunk driving issues, has been clean and sober now, and is starting their own business. I would like to do that for you. I would like to help you figure out what your purpose is in life, what God is asking of you. What does He want you to do? I will help you make that connection. I'll even write you a resume if you need a job. I am really good at these things, but what it boils down to is you got to be ready. Are you ready? And if you're ready, I can help you. If you're not, nobody can help you. And you can just continue in the same insanity that you've been going with whatever issues you've got. But I would love for you to join us. And my group on Facebook, you're welcome to just hop on there. Let me know you're interested. Speak to me, God, I'm listening on Facebook. It's one of our groups, private group. Jump on there. Every day we do 3 things. We do, what am I good at? What am I grateful for? What am I good at? And what are my goals? That was one of the things on my download. If we aren't grateful for what we have, we're going to be miserable. If we don't realize we're good at things, we aren't going to be happy. And if we don't have goals that we are working to achieve, whether it's sobriety or health or nutrition, or, being a better spouse or child or employee, if we don't have goals, we just sit like a lump and have no motivation. Let me help you with that. I'd love to do that. And I want to wish you a very merry holiday, a new year. Let me be a part of your year. Whenever you're watching this, if it's the middle of June, get a hold of me. We'll get started wherever you're at. And the 7-day sobriety thing is a great kickoff to get started. Thank you for watching. God bless you.